Distributive property is a bit of a confusing idea for people sometimes. We use distributive property when we see a number on the outside and it's touching these parentheses. So what this means is that the outside number, or in this case, a pizza, the pizza is being distributed to everything that's inside. So you can see it broken down below, where the pizza is being multiplied to the French fries, and then the pizza is also being multiplied to the hamburger. So it's not a really great analogy, but it's a nice visual, I think. So here are the steps to distributing. It's not super duper long. Usually distributive property is like the beginning step of simplifying an expression. So the first thing you would want to do is multiply each number or each term inside the parentheses by the number outside the parentheses. And then I added in the directions, use the rainbows, because a lot of times we will show distributive property using something that looks a little bit like a rainbow. And that, I think, is what most teachers have been describing it as. So a lot of times students are familiar with that. So what does that mean? First thing that we want to do is we want to identify the outside number. And the outside number in this example is 4. This 4 needs to be distributed to each term that is inside the parentheses. And we can see that we have this term B, and this term right here, this -6. And we have to remember that whatever sign is in front of a number, it goes with that number or term. So because there was a subtraction sign or a negative sign in front of the 6, that is going to go with the 6. So now we need to do our multiplication. We are going to multiply 4 times B. And then we need to add 4 times -6. Okay, so all we've done is taken the 4 that was on the outside and multiplied it by everything that was inside. Okay? You have to make sure you multiply that 4 with everything that's inside, not just the first thing. So now we're going to multiply this out. 4 times B is 4B. 4 times -6 is -24. And the most simple way to write this is 4B minus 24. And this would be your simplified expression after you use distributive property. Here's another example. The number that we need to distribute is -5. And we're going to use our rainbows to remind us that we are distributing -5 to both terms that are inside the parentheses. So the terms inside are P and +6. So I need to remember to multiply -5 to both of those. -5 times P and -5 times 6, +6. So we have taken the number on the outside and multiplied it by each term inside the parentheses. And now we can multiply this out. Negative 5 times p is negative 5p. Negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. And we usually write this without that extra plus sign. And there are no like terms to combine, so this is as far as we can go. This is our simplified expression. For this example, we have 5 times the quantity 2 plus x plus 3. There is a way to simplify everything that's inside the parentheses, but I'm not going to do that for this example because I do want to show you what it would look like if we had more than 2 terms inside the parentheses, and then I want to simplify by combining like terms at the end. So we are distributing 5, and we're going to draw our rainbows to each term inside the parentheses. So we need to multiply 5 by 3 different terms. And those terms are 2, positive x, positive 3. And I like to expand it out just so I can see what I'm doing. So 5 times 2 plus 5 times x plus 5 times 3. So this is our 5 that was on the outside of the parentheses. I'm multiplying it by 3 different terms. 2, positive x, and positive 3. And I know some of you are wondering why I didn't add that plus sign in with the x or with the 3. I didn't do that because it's really confusing when you're multiplying to have an extra plus sign in there. We already know it's positive when we don't have a plus sign in front, so I am not going to include that. This is what our multiplication looks like. And now I'm just going to go through and multiply the terms together. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3 is 15. And I can attach all of those together with plus signs. So now I have an expression, and I can simplify this by combining like terms. Here I've included the steps to combine like terms, and I'm going to follow those. So I am going to add in my lines in front of each term, and now I'm going to use highlighters to group them. So the first term I see is 10. That is a constant. That's just a regular number without any variables. And so the only other term that would match that is 15 because there's no variable. And 5x is a term all on its own. There are no like terms for that one. So I'm going to draw some boxes so that I can do step 3, which is group my like terms together. I need a yellow box and I need a green box because I have 2 different groups. 10 goes in the yellow box, 15 goes in the yellow box, and 5x goes in the green box. Now I need to do step 4, simplify each group into one single term. So in the yellow box, I have 10 plus 15, which is 25. And in the green box, I have 5x by itself. And this also does step 5 for me, write terms as a single expression. So this is a simplified expression. A lot of times people like to put the variables first, so you might see this expression written as 5x plus 25. These are pretty much the same thing.